chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today we're looking at this guitar. This is an instrument I've been curious about for some time now, and I'm glad to have finally got my hands on one. It's a Harley Benton Fusion HSH MN Bengal model, which is part of their Fusion Pro range that have been causing quite a stir lately. It's, as it says in the title to this video, it looks a lot like a very expensive guitar, maybe a Suhr or maybe the Guthrie Govan Charvel kind of thing, but it's priced like a Squier, and we aim to find out if it's any good or not. And of course we will discuss the specifications, the build quality, the fit and finish, all of the usual relevant stuff. But let's kick things off by getting straight down to brass tacks and hearing how she sounds. Well, I'm impressed. The Roswell pickups that Harley Benton are fitting to their guitars nowadays, I think are really nice sounding pickups, and they certainly deliver the goods. There are a very wide range of tones available from this guitar, not as wide a range as I would like, we'll come to that later, but nevertheless an impressive roundup of tones, and yeah, it does the job. So let's take a look now at the specifications for the guitar. Okay, then what you're looking at here underneath that very dark finish is a mahogany body, and around the front you can see that it's topped off with a quilted maple veneer, and the sides of the body are masked off for a PRS style binding effect. The neck is made from Canadian maple and is joined to the body using a very ergonomically designed, very comfortable, it has to be said, 4-bolt plateless joint like this. Round the front we have 24 medium jumbo stainless steel frets set into a 12-inch radius maple fretboard, and of course the scale length is 25.5 inches. In terms of the profile, this neck is a very happy medium. It's not a skinny 80s Ibanez Wizard style shred type thing, but neither is it a telegraph pole. To be honest, I really can't imagine anybody feeling uncomfortable playing on this neck. Another nice little touch is the Graphtec nut, which measures at 42mm and, like all Harley Benton guitars that I've ever played, is very, very well cut. Above that, there's the veneered headstock, which boasts WSC locking tuners. Very nice, smooth tuners, perform very well. Down at the other end of the strings, we have the Wilkinson 5011K twin point tremolo, and the guitar is powered via a pair of Roswell HAFB Alnico 5 humbuckers and a single S74C Alnico 5 single coil, and all of those are controlled via a master volume and tone control, a 5-way pickup selector and a coil tap mini switch for the humbuckers. And there you have it. That's what's going on with the Harley Benton Fusion HSH MN Bengal guitar. And there you have it. Those are the specs for this guitar, and you know, on a guitar costing about 270 quid, the fact that you're getting stainless steel frets, I think, is absolutely gobsmacking. One of the things that I've kind of got on the back burner at the moment, basically I am planning on getting a custom built guitar in the foreseeable future, not the immediate future, but at some point I am going to be treating myself to a custom build. And stainless steel frets have just added themselves to my wish list, and the company that I'm going to be getting to build the guitar, if you specify stainless steel frets, it adds another 200 quid to the price of the guitar. So the fact that they're on a 270 quid guitar really is impressive. So let's have a look at the other pros and cons of this guitar. Well, the finish, straight out of the box, I mean, doesn't it look gorgeous? I love this Bengal finish over the quilted maple veneer. It just kind of puts me in mind of the dashboard of a Mark II vintage Jag. You know what I mean? It looks like it should smell of Ronnie and Reggie Cray's cigar smoke. It's that kind of deal. However, I'm not so impressed with it up on the headstock. I don't know, it just doesn't work as well there. It looks, to be honest with you, a little bit painted on up there. Nevertheless, it is an attractive guitar. It's well made. You know, you could not get a cigarette paper between the neck pocket and the neck itself, where the, you know, here basically. You know, it's obviously built to very, very high tolerances. You know, it's well made. The neck is, as I said in that specification clip there, it's a beautifully comfortable neck. It feels immediately at home, or you feel immediately at home on it. It's very familiar, very kind of grabbable neck. The top fret access, thanks to this ergonomic neck joint here, is absolutely superb. There is literally no impediment to getting right up to the 24th fret. It's a beautiful instrument to play all the way up the neck. The frets are absolutely superbly finished. It's just, you know, no fret sprout, no sharp edges, nothing, and you know, stainless steel frets, if you've never played on them, it is like playing on glass. It's just a beautifully smooth, you know, very tactile experience. It's you know, once you've tried stainless steel frets, nothing else will seem quite the same. It does, as I said earlier, have an excellent range of tones, although why they've put the coil tap on a little mini switch like that is a bit confusing. I would have preferred a push-pull pot, either on the volume or the tone. Maybe make the volume, maybe make like the neck humbucker coil tappable via a push-pull on the volume, and you know, on the tone controller push-pull for the bridge humbucker. and then maybe use the little mini switch as an option to have the bridge and neck pickups either in single coil mode or full humbucker mode on together. That would have given you a much greater palette of tones. Having said that, you know, if you were to buy one of these guitars, it wouldn't be much more than a couple of hours work to, you know, get some extra components and do all that as an upgrade to it. If I was going to buy one of these guitars, that would certainly be something I would end up doing, no doubt about it. Right, so those are the pros. What about the cons? Well, straight out of the box, it is impossible to keep this guitar in tune. And the reason is because some idiot decided to put one of these string retainer bars behind the nut. It's, you know, what is the point of having a beautifully cut Graphtec nut and then creating a massive friction inducing pinch point right behind it? I really can't get my head around that at all. So the first thing you must do when you get one of these guitars is remove that string retainer bar, and once you've done that, tuning stability is fine. As you saw in that demonstration clip at the beginning, I wasn't shy about using the trem, and it just comes back in tune perfectly every time. Straight out of the box, this guitar had quite a high action, not as bad as some guitars I've received from Thomann, but you know, not really as low as it should be. But because the frets were so beautifully dressed, there are no high frets or anything like this on this guitar. Just a quick adjustment of the truss rod and a little bit of a lowering of the bridge soon sorted that out. You know, it's 5 minutes work to do, so you just kind of wish that they'd taken that 5 minutes when they're doing the final quality control check before they send the guitar out, but they didn't. Okay, yeah, I mentioned the headstock veneer earlier. It's, you know, it's not my favourite aspect of the guitar. It's not a deal breaker, but I think a black headstock would have looked better here, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. The veneer on the body, much as I like the finish on this guitar, it's, you know, when you kind of move the guitar like that, you don't kind of get that depth of movement in the grain of the wood, simply due to the thinness of the veneer. You know, it's a small thing, but it is, you know, one of the areas where you can tell that this guitar isn't, you know, a $3,000 Suhr guitar. But, you know, does it affect the tone or the playability? No, of course it doesn't. It's just an aesthetic thing. So, what else? Yes, well, that's pretty much about it, actually, looking at my notes there. This is a very, very nice guitar, and it is now officially for sale. If you want to own this guitar, as I say, they're about 270 brand new, and this is effectively a brand new guitar. If I was listing this on eBay, I would describe it as new other. You know, it's not straight from the retailer, so technically I suppose you would say it's a used guitar, but it is in brand new condition. And yeah, get your bids into me by Monday the 12th of November. That's when I will announce the winning bidder. Basically what you do is you send me your bids, and then on the 12th of November I will inform the winning bidder, and what you then do, if that's you, is you make a donation to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, which is a charity in Middlesbrough which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care for children under 5 with terminal illnesses. Make the donation to them that you've bid for the guitar, send me confirmation of the donation, then I send you the guitar. It's that simple. If you would like to pitch in and donate to the GoFundMe campaign that provides the funds to buy these guitars that I then review and get sold on for Zoe's Place, then the link is in the description box below. Speaking of links in the description box, let me just pick up this guitar here. This is, excuse me, the Harley Benton SC1000, basically a copy of an ESP Eclipse. This is currently for sale, again with donations going to Zoe's Place, or with the proceeds going to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice. You have got until Halloween to get your bids in for this guitar. These are about, I think about 170 new, so this is a used guitar. The link to the review I did of this guitar is again in the description box below, so if you want to own this guitar, then take a look at that review and get your bids in to me. Now then, a little bit more news. I just need to grab this one. This is another Harley Benton. This is the DC Custom that I reviewed some time ago, which has sold. This guitar is going to a chap who lives quite local to me, certainly within travelling distance, so it's Friday today. He's coming to pick this up on Sunday morning, and he very generously donated £250 to Zoe's Place in return for this guitar, and here's the receipt to show that, you know, donation has gone through. So you know who you are. Thank you very much for this. You're going to really love this guitar, and I'm sure someone is going to end up loving this one as well. So don't forget, Monday the 12th of November is the deadline to get your bids in for this. Yeah, there you have it. That's what's going on with Guitars for Good Causes at the moment. And finally, I'll just wrap up with the usual plug for my guitar tuition. If you would like some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition, then give me a shout via the details at the end of this video. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson, or wherever you are in the world, you can have a lesson via Skype, and whichever way you do it, your first lesson is free, so there's nothing to lose. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day, and I'll say thank you so much for your time, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.